Okay. Hey guys, how are you doing?
Good
I'm good.
thanks. Thank you. Hi, Miriam. Hi,
How
Kema.
is
Yeah,
how is everyone's Saturday going?
it's quite calm in here. My Muslim brothers are celebrating a program. I think it's Ada. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, awesome. Joe, you good?
I'm good. I'm actually benefiting from the Eid Adha, so it's a
Oh,
4 days holiday.
okay, awesome. Kima, you all right? Is Kima there? Oh, okay. I'm sure she'll join us a little later. Anyway, Miriam, could you start by telling us a little bit about yourself and what it is you do?
Wait,
Okay. So my names are Miriam Adjoadate. Well, it should be Miriam Adjoa Oplem because I got married recently, but I'm still adjusting to the name change.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
So
Yeah,
I'm Miriam, but
nice.
I'm mostly called Mimi, but for short. So if you become my friend, you could call me Mimi. Till then, it's Miriam.
That's awesome. Cool.
Okay. So I come from Ghana, but I'm currently living in Zambia. And I,
Don't panic. So
yeah,
wait.
so
Before I just, since this is unconventional, we'll just cut straight into it. How long have you lived in Zambia?
I've been in Zambia for 7 months. I think in
Oh, okay.
October. So yes,
Oh,
that is
nice.
still fresh. Yes. And
Um,
I'm currently living in Luanshya,
okay.
in the Copper Belt province. Yeah.
And your transition here, was it work related or was it more personal related? Did you just feel why Zambia?
Well,
Yeah.
I'd say it's more personal related, but I just
Okay.
followed my husband. He had to come here, so I came
Oh,
with him.
oh,
Yes.
okay. Yeah. Is your husband Zambian or Ghanaian as well?
He's Ghanaian as well. We
Oh,
both
okay.
Ghanaian.
So wait,
Yeah.
he just woke up one morning and was like, "Honey, we're moving to Zambia. Let's fly to Zambia." Okay, cool. So yeah, so you moved here from Ghana, and are you currently working here as well?
Okay, so that's the interesting thing. I came
Yeah.
to Zambia heavily pregnant. So
Oh,
yeah.
always the best way to
it
travel.
was really and how did I put it? It was not an enjoyable trip at all. It was just straight stress. And I I gave birth in January, so I'm still like recovering from my childbirth and motherhood, starting the whole motherhood experience. Yes. So I have
Awesome.
not really been working. I've just been doing mother duties. But yeah, that's just one thing I love about tech. That even though I'm not like really working officially, I still have some remote stuff I do.
Yeah.
And I'm always like on the verge of learning something new. Once I have my laptop, like I am in a whole new world. So that's how it's been. But hopefully after July, I would start working or like reaching out to start working. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
that's
Could you
interesting.
tell us a little bit more about your remote work? Oh, hey, Kima.
And
Hi, I was listening the whole time. I just meant to just
Oh,
Oh, cool.
congratulations.
thank you.
Congratulations
thank
on
you,
Thank
on
Miriam.
congratulations on what? I missed that part. On her marriage?
A new child. Like,
Oh, I thought you were
Yes,
congratulating
she's
Kima. I was like,
recovering.
is there
She's the
something that I'm
important
missing?
one.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
so
I can continue my introduction.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I have been into Python for like close to 4 years. I'd say I'm a Pythonista. That's how I started my whole tech journey. So I am more of a Python person. I also do content writing, and I'm also, I'd say I'm intermediate in software engineering because I've done bits and pieces of a lot of things. And currently, I'm trying to work on the path of becoming a data analyst as well. So that's been what I have been up to when it comes to career-wise. I'm a Python person. I love Python because that's my first language. That's my first love. So I don't know about the other programming languages, but I'm a Python person. Yeah.
In that regard, you and Joseph would be best friends.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool. Hi,
Yeah.
yeah.
bestie.
But actually, I was stalking your LinkedIn profile for a bit, and I noticed like the various communities that you've also worked with. I
Yeah.
think in Ghana you had I think a girls Python group, right? Where you learned
Yes.
for some time.
Yeah.
And then you're doing the same in Zambia, and I was like, wow, this is actually really interesting. Yeah, and even the content management part. So I guess I'm trying to guess that might even go into like storytelling when it comes to data science.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Um, right now, I was just wondering, what is your favorite project you worked on, and are you still working on it currently in Python or whatever project you manage?
That's my question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So currently, I'm not working on any project, but what I've really done with Python is more like the web development aspect using the frameworks like Django and Flask. So I'm more into Django, and if you'd notice, I've had a number of Django Girls workshop. So I'm more into using the frameworks Django, but I'm now stepping into data science. So that's when I'm going to start using Python for analyzing data and all that. So I'm yet to start a project in Python relating to
Okay.
data analysis. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm going to ask about your remote work. You mentioned that you dabbled in some remote work. Are you at liberty to maybe talk about the kind of work that you sort of got yourself involved in?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was it was a website actually. I think most of my works have been web development related. So I had to build a real estate website for a Ghanaian company. But it was first physical, but when I moved to Zambia in the early stages, I had to like switch to remote to do that part. So I made a whole, I think it's a web application because it it had to kind of like make people sign up and load up their properties, and we had to do a lot of reviewing, like good quality pictures and stuff like that. Then it had a part the where you could like actually view the properties and have more details. It was just like a normal real estate website property. Yes. So that's
Nice.
what I've done in that aspect. And I am someone who loves volunteering, so I mostly try to do some voluntary work for. There's this company, I don't know if I can mention the name. They're called Bow. It's Australian based, and they send weekly volunteering tasks, so like people that need help with their website and things. So I try every month to like help someone out, and mostly these people just build websites with WordPress because I think they don't want any stress.
Yeah.
It, they're not really into tech, so they just try to do something just to like be able to have like a front on the internet. So I try to pick it up and say, okay, your website could like be much more better, perform much more better when it's actually built from like Django, like from scratch, or like without WordPress, and I get to help them. So that's what I've been doing remotely. And more of teaching. I do more teaching. I teach people who are like beginners in Python. So I do a lot of like online teaching where I help people learn Python and start up with Python.
Okay, so the online tutorials and teaching practice that you do is only Python and Django related?
No, I also do HTML, CSS, JavaScript
Okay.
as well.
Okay, so
Yes.
overall, the central theme is web development, though.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay,
Overall,
awesome.
I have been more into web development. I'm now trying to enter into the like
Systems,
back end data.
yeah, systems
Yes,
development.
systems
Okay.
and that kind of stuff. The reason being that I recently saw a post on Twitter where an application was going to be made that you could just say, I want a website that does this, that, and that. And with a click, the whole website is being built for you. So I feel a point is coming in the future where development is not going to be a big deal, and like computers can build websites.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
as we have Wix and all these kind of other platforms, it's going to be like very easy. People will choose to do that as compared to like wanting someone to build a website for them. So systems and data analysis, machine learning, and all these other tech related stuff seems like a promising future as compared to web development. That's my take. I don't know.
Okay. I'm back. Am I audible now?
Sounding sharp.
All right. My question was, the people you mentor, do they have a particular product that you help them build, or is there a particular niche that you're working on, or you just train people so that they can go out there and like support themselves building whatever they want?
Okay, so so far the people I train are mostly beginners. So I think I'd say my target area is to get women interested in tech. Like I just want people to just get interested. Like it's something fun. It's like magic. You can command the computers to do something, and like something pops up. So I am more of like how do I say, a cheerleader or a chairperson, just cheering girls on to try and start something in tech. So with my Pi ladies in Ghana, we've had a number of girls that have like risen up to like join software companies, and like they are now into programming, like they have jobs related to programming, and they are building things in their companies. I can't specifically say that, okay, this person has built this product or not, but what I can say is I have been able to make a number of girls actually start a whole career, and they are being employed by like tech companies, and they are working, they're making like a better earning or better living in technology, with technology.
Oh, that's really nice. But one thing that I've also noticed is, apart from low levels of females being interested in that type of field, it's also, I don't know, lack of access to like I don't know, some of the IT softwares or the computers, they're not as interested. Is that an issue that you're also working on? Helping them
Yes.
access computers and everything involved?
Yes. So that actually is like one of the major challenges, because I met a couple of ladies who, yes, they want to start a career in tech, but they don't have the resources. They don't have a laptop. Some don't even have smartphones. But I even started learning how to program with my phone. I didn't really have a good phone then, but I did download some apps Like there was that time was SoloLearn was there and W3 Schools. So W3 Schools, I loved W3 Schools because it had an interactive platform where you could just, when you code whatever you're coding, you see the outcome. So I did a lot of my beginning programming with my phone, and I was on a quest on getting a laptop till somehow later I did get a laptop. But before then, I'd had to go to my school's computer lab. So what I encouraged the girls to do was, if they didn't have access to a laptop, there were schools that had computer labs, and try to liaise with them that maybe on weekends they could allow the girls to come in to just like practice and get their hands on something. And we reached out to a couple of organizations that also donated some laptops. So we had a campaign going on in Ghana some time ago where we had some girls being given some laptops. And there's this lady called Ivy Bali. She's also one of the tech ladies in Ghana, and she currently is working in Microsoft, and she's really pulling it really hard for African women into tech. And she runs a lot of these campaigns where girls are being given the opportunity to own a laptop and all that. So it's a real struggle. Even like currently here in Zambia, with the current workshop I'm trying to run, I have a lot of girls that are interested, but they don't own laptops. So what I'm trying to even do is to do what I call peer programming. So like one laptop to maybe 3 or 4 people, where they all come together and at least they go 10 by 10 to try something out till we are able to get enough funds to get all of them one, or even like build a station where they can come in and just like practice freely. But till then, it's a real struggle. It is a real struggle.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And maybe trying to need like to bring all this together, like looking at your background where you've worked more with user management. I think at some point I noticed with hotels and from the call center as well, like customer service. So where you've actually gotten to meet different demands and expectations of different people. How do you see this actually helping in the tech industry, be it from a software development angle, or even as you maybe like look towards going more into data science? Like, where do you think maybe like customer management, user-centric design could actually best come in, and maybe from your own opinion, like how much of this can actually help in building more lasting solutions?
Okay. If I did get your question correctly, you're asking how we could use technology to boost the customer service systems or customer service
The other way around.
environment.
So how you could use customer service to build better solutions that are best fitted for people.
Okay. So I hope I got your question well with my answer. But well, I personally think a lot of programmers build apps before they think about the customers, or like think about the people who are actually going to use them. And I feel it's an area where it's a bit big, in the sense that most programmers that I've come across are not so much of the, how do I say, marketing sensitive, or how to market their products out there, or even how to make sure that whatever they are producing is for a particular niche. Yes. So with my background in customer service and even like user centric, like you said, I remember when I was building a website for the real estate company, one main thing I made them do was to do surveys. So we had like a whole survey out there where we asked people what current websites they are using to look for properties, and what they would want to see on a property website online, and what currently is their struggle when it comes to renting a house or buying a house. And if they would like this or that, if they would like a 360, they would like a virtual tour, what other features would they like to see? So that really helped us create something that was for the people. And you can create a real estate website for Ghana, but it might be a different need for the Zambian market. Programmers or developers don't have that marketing sense, and they build applications not really for the market. And that's why when I started developing, I had an opportunity to work with a man that was, I'll say, has really helped me and shaped my whole software journey, because he was really into UI UX. Like, they already had a system and they wanted to revamp the system. This whole COVID was making people not want to touch things, and they were dealing in time and attendance management system where you had to use your thumbprint to enter to like on the system, so like it records whether you came somewhere or that kind of stuff. So they were trying to change that system to a facial recognition. And before we got started, he made me try to create a UX version of the app. So that's when I got to start learning how to use Adobe XD. And I thought it was a really great thing, because then instead of us going direct into production, we built an interface of how we wanted the app to look like and how we wanted which button to be where and there. And we kind of like did the whole analysis over there. And if there was any changes, we changed it from that aspect before we actually started developing. So it made the development process very smooth. So I feel if a lot of us in programming or in tech would look at actually even designing before development. I initially didn't know there was a difference, but it's actually a difference in web design and web development. Like, design is just how the website will look like or whatever application will look like before then you actually go deep into the development, because it's difficult to actually change like a whole code, because like the codes, they kind of like intertwine. One thing leads to another process, and if you have to now change just a button because it's been placed wrong, it can affect the whole flow of the code. So that's why I feel if we first look at what the customers or the consumers actually need, and we can even like design whatever we are trying to build out there before we actually build it. And that's where design thinking comes in place. So I don't know if we know design thinking, but I think I believe we all know design thinking.
Yeah, you could expand on it for the listeners, in case there's someone that's listening.
Design thinking. Okay, all right.
Sure.
So design thinking is more of like an iterative process where you understand the users, then you challenge your assumptions, then you redefine a problem and you create an innovative solution to prototype and test. So it's more of like a cycle. You first empathize. Okay, what do my users need? What's actually the problem? How can we solve the problem? Then now you define whatever you found. Then now you have your ideas being created out of that. Then you do a prototype. So the prototype mostly is where you do the UX or UI design. Then through that, even in that stage, you can even do some beta testing to make people see what you're actually building, if it works for them, and if you have to make some changes, then you keep testing, so like you actually come out with the actual product that suits the market. So design thinking is a really big area when it comes to development and technology that I feel we all have to like really focus on. We shouldn't just have an idea that, okay, I want to build a system that can help people collect waste. Okay, so I start coding, and then before you realize what you build cannot even be used by anyone because no one understands. Because sometimes you might not have to even like write the things you need. It could just be an icon, and the icon might not really explain specifically what it does. Because I've seen some applications where I see some icon and I'm like, okay, what is this icon supposed to do? And I've seen some other apps where, I mean, when you just see the icon, you know that, okay, this button represents this button represents that. It makes the application more user-friendly and easy to navigate.
Yeah, I think I actually agree with that. I once had an experience with like a short course in design thinking, human-centered. It was interesting how you get to see that what you strongly believe to say is the solution that people want would be totally different from when you iterate and then you look at what the use cases are, you back and be like, oh, like what totally so wrong, even though we thought we knew our customers. Maybe so you mentioned weeks, how yeah, people might go the route of do it yourself, like DIY, or perhaps maybe computers like auto generating, building software that people actually want. Do you think in the meantime, like now before that happens, before we reach that stage in the future, do you think like the DIY tools like Wix, Google Sites, and the others could actually help in making developers build like mock concepts, like use that for like design thinking to actually build, to actually sort of uh, prototype things for customers? Do you think the DIY tools could work more in those lines as they are now for faster development as you build the real solution?
Oh, yes, I think it could be very helpful because with that you don't have to really do a lot of background work, and you can use a DIY. Is it DIY? Do it yourself. DIY. That should be scrapped off. So you can use the DIY to like make a prototype, yes, of what you want or what you intend to build, and that's not much work. But after that, when it comes to performance and everything, you have to like really build it and build it well. So I agree. Yes, these tools can really aid in prototyping and trying to like create something out there for people to see. And I think developers have an issue with hosting. One tool I found useful was Netlify. So before I even try to host like a website, buy like a whole hosting server and things, I try to just even use Netlify so that I use that for my whole testing period to go to test and see if it's okay to code them before I actually go out there and host it online.
That's Netlify?
Net, like Netlify, Netlify, not Netflix.
I'm surprised you haven't
Never
heard
heard
of
of
it.
it.
Oh, okay.
I also haven't, but
Okay. I think probably most web developers know of it because it's really convenient as far as helping with hosting a website or any web application overall. Um, yeah, so that's pretty interesting. Are you more partial to like back end or front end development, or is there like a balance that you strike between the two?
I would like to say I'm full stack, but
Nice.
I do have this imposter syndrome kind of thing that I don't feel like I can full front back end, but I'm full stack. Yes, I will be and I am.
Awesome.
Because
We didn't get to touch on your educational background. What was it like for Miriam growing up in Ghana? What was your I'm not gonna go as far as like kindergarten, but we could start with like junior high and like elevate it to where you did uni and yeah, to present day.
fine. So I grew up in the city, like in Zambia, we Lusaka, but in Ghana was Accra. And city life is really different from like the rural life. And there's a lot of competition out there. And I got introduced to a lot of books. There was this author, Enid Blyton. He was my childhood favorite, and a couple of other like mystery and adventurous books. So my junior high school, my latter part of my junior high school was much more of a great shaping for me, I would say, because it introduced me to a lot of like new things which I didn't have when I grew up. I went to a government school. Must say, I don't understand why private schools are better than government schools, because I feel that whatever that's being taught in a private school can be taught in a government school. I don't know why private schools are much better than that, because the resources are not like out of the limit or out of place. They just like take time, like spec the classes up with like resources and things. And I don't feel it's something that's far-fetched, but don't think I'd want my child to go to a government school because of the experience I had. I don't know about you guys. Yeah. So that's how it's been for my junior high. And I'll say I didn't really know what I wanted to become in junior high, but I had teachers that encouraged me, that they thought I was versatile, because they felt I could do anything I wanted to do. I used to dance back then. I still dance, just like for you to know, I'm a dancer as well. So I used to dance back then, and I used to enter into the spelling bee competitions as well. I do sports, so I was like, I like to do everything everywhere, and I think exactly I wanted to do. And in Ghana, when you go to secondary school, you had to choose the course you want to read. You had to either a general arts related course, or a business course, or a science, or what else they have? Visual arts. So I didn't really know what to do, because I liked a bit of everything. So I finally settled for general arts, and with general arts, it looked like I could have to follow the track of becoming a journalist or a lawyer, or people who like talking, like those kind of people. Yes. So finally, I did go to a secondary school, did general arts. Then after secondary school, I honestly didn't plan to go to uni that year because of some personal issues. So my mind was completely closed. I started working. I just went to look for some job somewhere to do. But I would say it was more of the hand of God, and it was more of like a miracle, because I don't know how the process happened, but from someone thinking not to go to school, and like in a month time, I already had like an application form. And when the school I applied to had already closed their applications, and they normally don't release a late application kind of thing, but that particular year they did have a late application thing. And the only course that was available was a course related to IT. It was information technology and management. And I had done general arts. Like my background was more of like the reading subjects in the unit, but the only course I could do was something with IT. So I just decided to just go for it, because I didn't even want to even go to uni in the first place. So like, okay, let's just do it. So I entered uni. First year, I was just getting used to things. Then my interest in tech sparked in my third year. So I did have this lecturer who came to teach us about network securities, and I'm surprised I'm not doing anything related to cybersecurity, but like he sparked my interest in IT. He really did. And that's friends, when you have a lecturer who actually works in the space of what they are teaching, they're able to teach you with like a real, like from the real world perspective. He networks, and he really had like he taught us really well, and I got interested. I even downloaded some apps. Me, I'm such a person where when I hear something, I want to say, okay, what application out there that can do that? What can I see online to like learn that particular? I did even find an app for networking, and it was fun for me. When you could see some files and things, like it was like a game, but it really introduced me to the whole world of network security. So that lecture really sparked my interest in IT. I started looking at what else I could do with IT. But it was way after school that I heard of a workshop like I'm currently a Tango Girl. And that's when I went without. So that workshop was actually held in another suburb. It was like, it would take me close to 5 hours to go there. but I was determined to learn about Django. So I never traveled from Accra. I never gone anywhere my life alone. That was the first time like traveling outside Accra. And I was really determined because I really wanted to like grasp and get a hold of this because I had my interest back there. And I did go for the workshop, and amazingly at the end of the day, I was able to build a website in Django in one day. Like it was a whole tutorial and everything. So I didn't understand. I promise. I didn't understand what I was doing, but I was just following the tutorials and I was able to build the website, and it was just fun for me. So that's when I said, okay, I really have to like look into this. And the community really helped. So my whole tech career, I would say, has been built around communities. So after that day, I joined the community. I had people who were mentors who were telling me, who taught me like what I needed to do or what I needed to know to like start a journey in Python or even in web development. And they gave me some resources, free code camp, the W3 schools. They gave me lots of resources, a lot of like YouTube tutorials and things. So like that's what started me up. And I didn't have a laptop then. So I had to put all these stuff on my phone and just try to practice my phone. And like I started the whole journey in tech. And I did go for more workshops, and after I coached several workshops after, and I then started to actually lead the whole team in Accra for that particular community because I saw how it helped me like actually start a career in tech, and I was really willing to help other ladies also do that. So that has been my educational journey.
Wow. Yeah, quite a telling journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice. Did you ever feel like giving up at any point?
Several times. But I'll say that's the beauty of a community because I would want to like stop and I'll just get a text from someone that, hey, what's up? What are you doing now? What are you using Python for? There's this online thing I just saw, you can apply to it. So, and even when I wanted to give up, the community page was like vibrant. You see people who started with you, like doing amazing things now, and like, okay, sis, if this person can do it, I can also do it. So then I just get encouraged through that. And the community organized like a monthly meetup. So like every month there was a meetup where we all gathered together, we met. Then it was more like a tutorial session or just to get to know people where they've gotten to and what they needed help with. So that really helped me very much because imposter syndrome wasn't real at that point in time. It was a serious thing. I felt I was not adequate, I was not up to it. And even when someone asked me if I could develop a website, I'll say no, because I never built one, I had never done one before. So I didn't really feel I was up to the task. But like I said, the community was really great and it pushed me up.
And okay, so in tandem with that, just having that attitude of resilience and being a female within the tech space, just hearkening like back to Kima's earlier question, do you feel like there's like a psychological factor that's attached to females within the tech space and them being sort of deprived in that regard? Or like, do you feel like it's more of like a psychological issue, or is it environmental factors that come into play? Not sure if that question makes sense.
Okay, so I think it's both. It's both psychological and it's both the environment. I have an example. When I went to work for a software company where I had my boss who really motivated me to do, I was in a team of boys. I was the only girl in the team. And before then I had that issue where I felt maybe I'm a girl in tech, I don't really know much. Because before then, I used to work at a radio station and I was just doing web management. And my direct supervisor us to enter into like low web development. And there was a guy also there doing the same thing. So at a point I felt like, okay, I don't think I can compete with this boy to learn this. So let me just even just relax, because whatever that happens, he will get the job and I won't get it, because we are both in a national service period. And that's how I felt then. But at that point, I was not really into the community and all that. But after I had joined the community and I got to understand that I could do and become anything I wanted to become. And I could take charge of my environment. My environment didn't have to like control me. And because I was a girl, sometimes I might have to prove myself. That's the mind I had when I went to this company, that I'm here to prove myself, because already on the surface, you are being seen that you were a female and you might not be apt to a lot of tasks. But my manager did give me a lot of opportunities and I proved myself. And I noticed that at a point, I was carrying the boys, because like I kept them on their toes. Like, hey, Miriam, when you make Miriam do this, she would just blow it up and she would do it to the utmost. And like, it's like, you're not doing anything in there, anything in there. So it kept them on their toes. Some of them even approached me to me that, oh, I really like the zeal and like the enthusiasm that I was approaching the work and stuff. But there were others who felt intimidated. So I feel it's both psychological, that the females or the girls, we have to like psych our mind up that there's this stigma, if I should say, or there's this notion that maybe women are not really great when it comes to technology. But it's rather the other way around, because women are great analytical people. Like, we really analyze a lot, we really observe a lot, and we really have like a natural skill to think deeply about things. And these are the skills that you need when you want to start a career in tech. You need to analyze, you need to be observant, you need to see how to solve problems and stuff. So it's both psychological. The girls might side and myself, actually, I can do it. And also the environment, there must be a lot of friendliness in the environment, because I had it from my manager. He really did encourage me that I could do it, and he would give me more tasks than the boys. Honestly, he would make me do more tasks than them. And at the end, I was able to do it. And it kind of like also put them on their toe that, okay, in quotes, if the girl can do this, then what are we doing? We also have to rise up and do something. So it both had a positive and negative effect. Some were intimidated and some were also motivated. So companies must really create that atmosphere for a lot of women, for them to feel comfortable in that space. Consciously, I think, because on a natural, it's not there. So it has to be a conscious effort.
Yeah, it's actually very ironic, because the first programming language was actually written by a woman. I think it was
exactly.
Ada Lovelace, I think. She
Lovelace,
worked on the analytical machine with Charles Babbage in like, I think 1883 or something like that. So yeah, so she was able to like discern numbers and whatnot. It's amazing. So hats off to the ladies in tech. It's funny that it's a male dominated field in today's day and age, but I feel like you guys are making a comeback and kicking our butts. So would you consider yourself an advocate for women in tech? Are you trying to revolutionize a movement of sorts, or are you passive about it, or are you trying to revolutionize a movement passively and not too actively, or revolutionize a movement for women in tech? Is my question, I think. Yeah.
Yes, I'd say I am trying to like so loudly or like in an extreme version, but I'm trying to make a lot of women feel that they can have careers in tech, and they are smart enough to develop applications and own softwares themselves. So well, it will all start with sparking the interest, which is already lacking. Lots of women don't even have the interest in it. I don't want to brag about this. I feel disappointed when you ask a lot of girls what they want to become. They say they want to become nurses or teachers. I'm not saying that they're bad careers, but you hardly find someone say they want to become a software engineer or they want to become a data scientist or a data analyst. So yes, I really am trying to like spark that interest in them, even way back to the secondary school. So I do have a project coming up where I'm going to go like to several secondary schools to have like a career talk show specifically for tech, like that they can do tech, they can consider it, they can actually go to university and like do courses in computer science, and they are able and capable of doing that. So very soon we will see a whole number of ladies from Zambia getting your jobs.
I have just one thing that I've been thinking about. Your initiative is very admirable, and I do appreciate your efforts, even though you're away from your home country. Are you making any practical steps to connect your skill building to reach a level of connecting them to potential recruiters so that they have sort of are you working towards partnerships with recruiters so that they have an easier transition from feeling motivated to actually work on the skill to actually practicing it and then getting employed?
Yes, please. I am. For example, in Ghana, what we mostly do with this kind of initiative is that when we get the girls interested, we mostly do what we call office trips. So we get some companies that are tech related and make the girls like go for like a 1 day field trip, see what they're doing. And also we also get some of these companies to allow them to come and have their internships at these places. So I mean, if they get internships there and they're great fits, as time goes on, they end up being picked up for certain roles. So yes, I am personally on the lookout for a number of companies, even here in Zambia, that we can make the girls kind of like do internships at, and also like visit, even, and also like see the real world aspect of what we are motivating them to become. And possibly if we have enough cash, we can even travel them to Google and Microsoft. Like that's my dream. Like we have a trip all the way to Microsoft and Google for them to say that, yeah, this is why I can work at, it's possible.
Well, that's interesting. So if you had like an opportunity to rewrite like a computer science curriculum, maybe what things do you think should be learned first based on your experience of what you've learned? So just general computer science, and then the second part would be if you could share the same based on someone who wants to just specialize in software development. So like what additional skills are we lacking from our current curriculum, and what order should maybe certain skills have?
Okay, so I'll say the main thing that's lacking from the curriculum is practicality. Like you just reminded me of how I did my uni days, and it's just embarrassing. We could learn programming on a piece of paper. We wrote programming exams on a paper, like X is equal to this and that and that and that. Find like give me a statement or code that can run this kind of app. I mean, how do I get to even understand what is happening? So I feel the practical aspect of programming is not there, and it should be included. Every class should even be held in a computer lab. They should be taught with the computers. They should be taught with the codes, with everything, like physically and being seen and seeing the things. And also, I think schools should also organize these kind of field trips where the students are made to go to actual companies that do software development, so that they kind of see firsthand how it's being done or what's the back end of how products are being produced. And even like I said, that I would even wish for the girls to go to Google. technology has made life simple. Like we're having a call right now. We could even just have someone from Google just do like a video call where they can show us the office and show us the things he does or they do, and like show us how their day goes and what programs they're running, just through a call, and we could see everything. So it shouldn't be so much like a whole big deal or like a whole lot of like work to make our curriculum practical. And I don't know about Zambian's curriculum, but there are some courses that are in the Ghana computer science curriculum which are really backdated. Like I don't know why. No offense if anyone is doing C# over here, but I don't know how people use C# these days to build applications. We are moving forward. People are into React, JS, Python, Vue.js, and all these new kind of like applications, new kind of programming languages that are coming up. But when you go back to our curriculum, it's still the old Java and the old C# that people are being taught, and not the new programming languages that are being taught. So I feel every year the curriculum should be updated because technology keeps evolving and things are not the same. Even after some months, JavaScript has upgraded to something for like even a whole year. They can even change their version for just a year a number of times. So if we are not keeping track with the change and we are teaching our students the old ways of doing something, they come out and they're not ready for the market, because now when you are looking for a job, they want someone that has skills in React.js or someone that has skills in Vue.js or someone that has skills in Python, but they've been taught C# in school and Java in school and Microsoft Excel, like use Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Access to build an application. That's what they've been taught in school, but we are no longer using it. In that aspect, the curriculum should be updated as the technologies are being changed. I think we should have some VR in the classes and things where people are using VR and AI, all those kind of things.
Yeah, that's true. I know Tumelo is actually dying to comment on that. He's a big fan. Like he built a game engine in C#, so he might have a different perspective, but there are fewer people like Tumelo that would creatively use some of these programming languages. Yeah, I think that answers my question. Thanks.
All right, yeah, awesome.
Is there a particular yeah?
Carry on, Kima.
Is there a particular, let's say, demographic of women that you're targeting? What age and what maybe, let's say, type of experience you're looking for? Do you just need any high school graduate, or do you need just someone? What is your area of interest?
Okay, so my demographics are, I'll say that in three categories. So before you can introduce someone into tech, at least the person should have a fair knowledge of English or should be able to understand, because that's how the current system is. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of applications written in our local languages. So then it kind of eliminates a whole group of people who are not intellectuals. So that aspect goes off. So my targets or my demographics are people who are in school already and who are a bit of intellectuals and like grasp the concept, because it's an easy group to get interested. But there's also a hard group where they are not even in school at all, but they are girls and they've not even a computer before, or they've not even heard of anything with these computers. And with that kind of demographic, I feel a lot of work must be done. Like they first must be introduced to like even English, or to even then we have to now translate our teaching skills into the local language. I don't think I'm so good at that, but looking at the future, it's something you can get. You don't even go to school, because when you see most of these tech people in these Western worlds, They are even school dropouts, like Mark Zuckerberg and those guys. If I'm wrong, correct me. But they are school dropouts, and they went on to build these applications. So it's just that in our part of the world, if you are not even in school, it's difficult to even like grasp certain concepts, which shouldn't be the case. But so to answer your question, currently my focus are on people who are in school and have a certain kind of level of education, at least maybe to the high school level, grade 9, grade 12 at least, so they can grasp what is being taught. But notwithstanding, in the future, we are going to look at how we can also help people who are not in school at all also join in as well. We might have to have like member translators and things, but they shouldn't be let out. I don't think they should be let out, but I honestly have not really got the system that can help me reach out to those group of people.
And so I'm just going to ask two last questions. The first one is what kind of moral support did you get from your parents or your guardians or your peers when you chose to embark on this journey in tech? Oh, and then my second, should I have my second question again? So your question is, how are you finding Luansha, like just living in Luansha? Yeah, so far.
Okay, so with your question on the moral support, I didn't get much moral support from my family and even my friends. But I'd say the main support I got was from my community. I keep stressing on community because it's been like a great one for me. So my major support was from my community. That's my tech community. And with the family people, they wanted me to do something girl related. Like, I mean, I should put it that way. Girl related. Yes. So girl related, like, yeah, quote unquote. Yeah. So there was not much support from them, but they also didn't like say, okay, stop or not, don't. They didn't know what the future held. They didn't know what I could do with that. But as time kept going on, as time went on, they got used to the concept. And like in Ghana, for instance, a lot of things became digitized. Like people were really moving into the whole tech space and things. So at a point, they were like, okay, looks like she shows something good. And even my brother at a point also wanted to even join the tech space and all that. So the beginning wasn't so much of support from my family, but they got used to the idea and they came along. Awesome. And how I am enjoying my stay in Luansha, what I'm feeling about Luansha. I think Luansha is cool. It's very peaceful and calm. There are lots of trees and it's quiet where I am. And I love the quiet atmosphere. And the people are friendly. You guys are really friendly. I feel at home, honestly. I don't even feel like I'm outside Ghana. Except me missing my immediate family. But I think I'd say Zambia is really a cool place. And I'm yet to explore Livingston and Lusaka because I hear that's where all the big things are happening. So I'm yet to come and explore those places. Yes. But I must say I'm enjoying my stay in Luansha.
I've actually never been to Luansha, believe it or not. But you're neighbors with Kima, so I'm sure you guys could arrange a girls' night out one of these fine days.
Kima is in Luansha?
I'm in
I'll let her speak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I was in Luansha in May. So
okay.
When I went there, I found it had a bit more shopping centers and the shopping mall now. So I was impressed.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't miss KFC because of Hungry Lion. It's almost close, but it's not as good as Lion. I must say, it's not as good as KFC. Hungry Lion is not as good as KFC.
Really? That would be an interesting debate. Joseph. Me and Joseph are Hungry Lion warriors.
Yeah.
Oh.
We know it's not even healthy. We're trying to do away with it and eat more healthy these days, though. I only have Hungry Lion like once a week. So yeah, I'll have
That's
it.
so intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Miriam, it's been awesome having you on. Unless there's any further questions from Joe or Kima, or if you have any other contributions or questions for us, I mean, we're open to all of that. So, guys, Joe.
None from me. It's actually been great having you, Miriam, and yeah, I'm actually looking forward to listening to the actual recording again. Yeah, so it's really been great and very insightful. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
It's been really
Thank you so
nice.
much.
It's been awesome. And I'm glad there's someone helping out some girls somewhere and there's someone fighting for the cause. Impressive.
Which you're in
Thank you.
Awesome. So, well, Miriam, once again, thank you so much for your time. We know that you're totally busy and tied down with other things. So just having you on and you giving us a little bit of your time is highly appreciated, and we're grateful. And we hope to have you again, probably dive deeper into data analysis and your content. We're not going to talk about your content writing. Yeah, so.
No, I was still going to say that I want you guys to check out, there's this remote company I'm working with. They're called Tell Africa.
Awesome.
And they are into creating, they created a no-code tool where like African writers can monetize their writing skills, and you can post your work and get paid for. And they also have like an online bookstore as well that it's mainly focusing on like African creators, because one thing we have is that a lot of our stories are being told by other people, and we have not told our stories ourselves. So like that's the whole focal point of Tell Africa. So we're creating a system where people can like come on board, create their write their own books, and like we help them publish it, sell it out there. Audio books. It's a whole lot. It's a whole beautiful website and whole beautiful feature. So please check it out.
Yeah, we totally will. And I think it's about time we started plugging links and references to platforms that are in tandem with whatever we talk about here. We actually don't do that. So I'll definitely reach out to you for all the links that you've mentioned, and we'll add them to the description once the video is up. So yeah, awesome. Have a wonderful night, Miriam. Have a great Sunday, and guys, thanks. Peace out.
Sure.
All right. Okay, sweet guys. So God bless and take care. Bye.
Natotela.
That
was really good.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.